Community leaders in Somalia say the ending of USAID programs are pushing the country towards catastrophe, not just by endangering the lives of thousands of children, but by emboldening a resurgence of militant group Al-Shabaab. The Al-Qaeda-linked group currently maintains a significant presence and influence in the surrounding areas of the city of Baidoa. That's where reporter Danielle Robertson filed this report.
In Somalia, even a simple journey can be deadly. Armed militants and ambushes make every trip a risk. Despite military efforts, Al-Shabaab still controls rural areas and key roads in the southwest state, restricting civilian movement.
As we drive around Baidoa, we are in a bulletproof vehicle and we are being escorted by a number of security guards ahead of us that are armed with AK-47s. We are told for us this is essential, and that's due to the threat of Al-Shabaab, which surround the perimeters of this area.
Somalia, a country of 18 million people, faces not only the threat from homegrown Islamic extremism, but also drought and food insecurity. USAID programs included humanitarian assistance, but also programs to counter the influence of Al-Shabaab. Local leaders say the Trump administration's ending of its work will now help the group regain ground, not just by crippling supply routes, but by driving mass displacement and exploiting food insecurity. Ayan travelled 30 kilometres on foot to find food for her children at this centre in Baidoa. Now, militants have taken over her home. Going back isn't an option.
Since my husband's death, I was forced off the farm and my children's uncles did not allow me to come to Baidoa with my children. Al-Shabaab got involved and they told me they wouldn't hand over the children to a woman who, in their words, had misbehaved by coming to Baidoa.
Al-Shabaab has ramped up its campaign, in March launching its boldest assault in years, testing government forces near Mogadishu before being repelled.
If you look at the area which Al-Shabaab has kind of gained of late, is a huge concern for us.
The people are very surprised at this action done by Trump.
Around 3.5 million people are internally displaced in Somalia, with conflict being the primary driver.
The aid was supporting a large number of internally displaced people. So the recent aid cuts by Donald Trump and USAID have had a negative impact on vulnerable communities.
It means these camps and malnutrition wards for many are a final chance.
My child was in a very critical condition. If I hadn't brought him here, he wouldn't have survived.
But she may be among some of the last to get help here. More than 100 nutrition centres like this have already shut their doors.
Behind every bed, every IV drip, every measuring tape is a story of starvation and survival by a thread. It's hard to imagine a situation more urgent, more desperate, but the UN says it will get worse.
Around 1.7 million children in Somalia under the age of 5 are projected to face acute malnutrition by the end of the year. Local politicians are sounding the alarm.
If it does continue like this, what will happen?
We could end up in a situation like we did in 1991.
That year, famine tore through Somalia, claiming hundreds of thousands of lives, most of them children. The next generation, he fears, could face a similar fate. Danielle Robertson, SBS World News.